Hey guys, so today I have a video for you about some running shoes, specifically the Brooks, and this is the Glycerin model, Glycerin 20, the latest iteration, and it is the GTS or the stability model. This video is going to be basically my early impressions of the running shoe, and I'm also going to talk about why this year anyways, why I switched to Brooks from Asics. I've been running in Asics for probably the last 7 years, and this year the Brooks just kind of beat it out a little bit, and you can't go wrong with either running shoe or running shoe company. They make great shoes, but I'll tell you why the Brooks won out also. As always, if you like this type of material, I'd really appreciate the like and subscribe. So let's start off with some facts and some stats. So according to the website, a size 9 in men's on the GTS model anyways is weighing in at 10.1 ounces, 286.3 grams. There is a 10 millimeter drop. Okay, this is Brooks's top of the line, most cushiony shoe. Okay, so it does come in a regular Glycerin model as well. The big difference with the stability version being the Brooks guide rails. Okay, so now stability versus neutral, that's just going to depend upon you. Depends on your gait, depends on how you run. I recommend, especially if you're just starting running, that you go to a running store and really get your foot fitted, have them look at your gait and see which type of shoe is best for you. If you pronate a little bit more, mild to moderate pronation, stability shoe is probably going to be better for you. Which brand? Everybody's different. If you just run a lot, you log in a lot of miles, maybe by mile 14, 15 or so, your legs are getting real tired. You want that little extra support from the stability shoe to keep your everything in line. You know, maybe you still like a stability shoe even if you've got a neutral gait. I don't know. But go get fitted. That's the best way to do it, to figure out what brand and what type of shoe works best for you. This Brooks Glycerin also does come in a Stealth Fit model as well. This is the Classic Fit, Stealth Fit. I've only seen pictures online. I wasn't actually able to try one on. But from the pictures I've seen, the Stealth Fit is a lower profile. It's supposed to kind of hug your foot, be a little snugger. Definitely from the pictures that I saw online, this part where the padding is all by the ankle, a lot less padding, looks more like a sock. So if you've got experience with the Stealth Fit, drop me a comment down there and let me know what that's like. As far as the regular GTS model anyways, so a few different colorways. This is obviously the blue and orange. The top there is kind of like a knit mesh combo, I guess, maybe. Not sure. It is pretty water resistant. Have run in not a downpour, but some light rain. So far for me, no hot spots. The bottom here, it looks kind of bulbous, as you can see. This is Brooks's DNA Loft version 3, so it's their latest and greatest in cushioning, and it's boasting being injected, I don't know if you can see that on the camera, being injected with nitrogen, which supposedly makes it softer, bouncier, and the latest and greatest. So far, like I said, this is early impressions. I've logged about 50 miles running in these shoes. Most of those have been on pavement. 50 miles over about 3 weeks. Okay, I've had the shoe for about 3 weeks. About 40 miles, a little over 40 of those miles have been on the pavement, and the remainder, about 10 miles or so, on a treadmill. And I really like everything about the shoe so far. There is no I have not experienced any hot spots at all from the upper. The cushioning seems to get better and better. Hopefully it stays that way. Okay. The transition is extremely smooth. From the moment I tried them on, I tried this on along with some Asics at the running store that I go to, as well as some Hokas and some Sauconys. And the Brooks just won out as far as feel, cushioning, and overall transition. So 50 miles in, doing wonderful. Hopefully that'll continue. I go through running shoes probably about every 10 to 12 months. At about the 10 to 12 month mark, that's probably when I'm hitting 500 miles or over. That's when I can really kind of tell, or my body starts to tell me that the cushioning is, starting to wear down, the tread is, worn thin. So your body will let you know when it's time to get some new running shoes. Pay attention to that. You're spending good money for these. You may as well run in them as much as you can. And when it's time to replace them, make sure you do get them replaced. Good reflectivity on these, decent anyways. If you like to run early morning or in the evening or at night. My only observation and so far is the tread on the outside. Compared to my Asics that I've worn, this tread does seem to be wearing a little bit faster. That's just my opinion. So time will tell. I'll see how it goes for the next several months, how the tread's wearing down. That's my only observation so far that's a little bit of a nitpick. Laces are flat on this thing and a little bit slippery, so if you don't already, I definitely suggest using that last eyelet to lace lock your running shoes to really kind of lock your ankles in. But other than that, like I said, fantastic top of the line cushion stability type shoe. I think that Brooks is going that direction where they're making multiple iterations of their different models. So like I said, right now they've got the Glycerin and then the stability version of the Glycerin. So again, whichever one you like, neutral versus stability, it's completely up to your preference and what works best for your running needs. Okay, so now between Asics versus Brooks. So for the past 7 years, I've been running in Asics, mostly gel Kayano. So that would be basically the analog to the Brooks Glycerin. Prior to running in Kayanos, I was running in Asics GT2000s, which would be kind of like a Brooks Adrenaline. I tried on some Brooks maybe 3 or 4 years ago, both the Adrenaline and the Glycerin model, and every time when I switched back to the Asics, I just like the Asics better. So this year with the Asics Kayano 29 that had come out, I immediately went for those, and then I decided, now let me give the Brooks another try. And it was close, but I'll tell you the things that kind of won me over with the Brooks. So one of the things is the toe box. So the Asics shoes that I've had have always had a slightly narrower toe box, not to the point where it really bugs you, but the Brooks toe box is just so much more generous, anyway, at least with this iteration, that I was like, wow, I really can spread my toes out. There is no hot spot right off the bat. It just felt great. So the toe box was definitely something that kind of tipped it towards Brooks. The other thing was the ride, the transition, when I tested them out very briefly at the running store. Both of them, Asics Kayano 29 and the Brooks Glycerin GTS 20, both have excellent cushioning. I mean, it's their top of the line cushion shoe. However, the Brooks, to me, a little bit bouncier than the Asics Kayano 29, which they've definitely made some upgrades from the 28. And the transition, the toe off on the Brooks was just smoother than the Asics. The Asics forefoot felt good and smooth, but it felt a little, I don't know how to describe this, maybe a little bit abrupt. And it's not very abrupt. I mean, it's an awesome shoe, but this just felt like butter to me. So, like I said, the main things to me were that definitely just kind of tipped it to the Brooks this time was the toe box being that much more comfortable and wider and more generous, and also just the cushioning on that DNA Loft version 3. Otherwise, weight-wise, drop-wise, the Kayano 29s and the Brooks Glycerin 20 are almost the same, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think at least the drop is the same. I don't know about the weight, but to me, they both felt very similar on the feet, but this one was just a little better for those reasons. Anyways, that's it. Nothing too fancy here, but these are definitely awesome running shoes. If you are the type that likes to log in your miles, likes to go running, even if you're just beginning running, and you want a shoe that will definitely serve as a workhorse to get lots of miles in and treat your joints nicely, I definitely can highly recommend the Brooks Glycerin 20, and for me, I like the GTS, the stability, the support model. All right, that's all I got. Have a good one, guys. See you later.